The Cruise Car Pass is full of fantastic cars. It's the fantastic car in the room with us. No. Hear me out. I have to look. It's going against all of my morals internally to drive this thing. And not for the reason that you may possibly think, because some of it I think is fine. Bro, what the where did he come from? Okay. The electric Mustang.
Electric Mustang.
The concept, the idea, very, very odd. We know, we agree, shouldn't have been called a Mustang. So I will not refer to it as such. This is the Mach-E. Okay? If it was just called the Mach-E, would I have been as bothered? Probably not. But no, stop. We must stop this. Today, friends, I have a little bit of a challenge, not just for yourselves, but for me. What we must not do is complain once about how this is bigger. I'm not going to put it in a positive light either, but like, this is going to be a genuine challenge for me. How do I not talk? All right, let's get on with it. Welcome to the crew, Motorfest. What we're going to do is check out this and customize it, because the crew has pretty good customization usually. So these are the colors available, and it is worth noting that this, my friends, is actually not the standard version. This is the GT, as you can see, which means it has a grille that is decorative. No, my friends. My issue with this vehicle is not to do with there is an electric Mustang. I'm gonna be completely 100% clear with you, and you will remember this for the rest of your lives. Intakes? Yeah? No, I think the idea of an electric Mustang is not the worst decision in the world. If they had made an actual, genuine electric Mustang while keeping the V8 as, you know, the primary, I don't actually think I would have had a problem with this car. Genuinely, I think it would have been fine. As long as it replaced, like, the 4-cylinder bloody thing that exists. The EcoBoost. The Now, because it is, like, just this big thing, I almost feel like the painted art, the black arches, actually. I didn't say anything wrong. I just said I think it looks better with a certain customization. That's not an insult, it's just fact. It's just fact. I'm still fine. Okay, it makes in carbon fiber. You know, a little bit of weight reduction. Just and any car weight reduction is a fantastic feat of engineering. It's welcomed on any machine. We've got 3 wings available. We've got this one, which normally would make me go, oh my god, it's crazy. But it's not. It's actually not. This is for ivory tower. We've got the double wangs. I like the double wangs, but I like the double wang. This might be the most difficult. Why are you giving it blackface? That's not legal, is it? Okay, no, I get it. It's like supposed to be like a real Mustang. It just doesn't. It's just not. It just. Bro. So it's always fun to kind of speculate, how did this end up in the game? Not for any particular reason other than the, you know, it's electric. It's just not quite the vehicle overall that I would assume that was requested highly by the community. But maybe I just don't know the community. Maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about. And in fact, everybody in the world wants to drive this. Electric vehicle. Electric vehicle. No, I'm in the camp of I actually genuinely don't hate the idea of electric vehicles. I've kind of taken a path of my life recently that I don't really like to be as wasteful. If I can stop being as wasteful with something, then I'm gonna do so, especially with like one-time use situations. And so electric is fine, I think, for being an option. I mean, I'm still betting on e-fuels and like synthetic fuels and things like that, hydrogen combustion, but also then hydrogen electric for those that want to be clean. Like that's kind of the route that I think we should take, and not, you know, take cars off the road and bin them off. That should never be a thing. We should run them into the ground. That is the best thing you can do, is buy a car and keep it forever. So it is a street tier 1 vehicle with 400 horsepower, almost 500 horsepower. It is a street tier 1. I don't quite know how that makes any sense, but here you go, friends. This is the Mach-E Mustang. Sorry, this is the Mach-E is what it is. And it's weird that this car has then gone on to be replicated by Ford into 5 other vehicles. There are like I can name probably 70 of all just different variants of this vehicle that exist that for some reason, do you know, I hate to say it, friends, but I've seen more of these on the road since they came out than I have actual Mustangs. And I always wonder what the conversation would be like. You know, you think about an old bloke that just picked up his new Mach-E, and he's probably going around telling people that he's just bought a new Mustang. Like, can you imagine going to your granddad's house after he told you, oh yeah, I've just bought a new Mustang, and you're like, whoa, granddad, you're the sickest man in the world. And he pulls up in this. Can you imagine the pure disappointment? How do you tell granddad that he's losing his damn brain? Okay, before we continue with before we continue with this, I need to upgrade. That's what I need to do. So it's all, wait, it's already at 400. Okay, this is all right. I see what you're doing. Huh? Why does it say T1? What is this? I've not seen this before. I feel like this. Oh my god. This was probably added like last year, but you can apply the 750 parts, but it makes it go down to tier. I am scrapping all of my 600 parts. It is completely useless now to have those. That is so cool. That is so cool. I am really happy with that. I didn't know that was a thing, folks. That is news to me. But for now, you know, because I'm inevitably going to, you know, I can't sell cars in the game. But so 1,180 horsepower, and it's street tier 1. You're a joke. No. I mean, just in the sake of the performance, nothing to do with anything else. 5,000. Oh, I didn't say anything. I want to see what this thing will be like with 1,000 horsepower. Let's go to a standstill and downhill. Let's see what this bee gonna do. Are you ready? There you go, bigger. No, go. Whoa. I've been in cars that are faster with about 300 horsepower. Okay, top speed's pretty good, to be fair. Considering it's an electric vehicle, it gets up there really quickly, and it holds it pretty well. Now, that's one of my next fears, if I'm honest, if they actually made this thing pretty good. Look, I lived with a normal Mach-E for a while, actually. The video will be on the channel somewhere if you want to find it. I exposed my damn self there a little bit. I didn't buy it. I didn't choose to own this thing. It's when I was working with Ford and they were, you know, swapping cars. Thankfully, I only had the thing for a short period. No, actually, I had it for the longest time. God damn it. No, but then they gave me the Mach 1 Mustang after that. And so that... sweet as a nut. That was lovely. No, I didn't think it was the worst vehicle in the world. It was just... it's kind of embarrassing. It really was an embarrassing vehicle to drive in because, you know, from the outer perspective, people assumed that you just bought a Mach-E. Like, paid money for a Mach-E. I'm not insane. I would never do such a thing. This is just the saddest thing. Can you imagine? Surely, of any car to exist, other than maybe like the Fiat 500L or XL or whatever those are, along with that, this may be the most embarrassing vehicle to buy. I really think so. I can't think of much more else embarrassing than this. And that says a lot. Again, I don't care that it's the electric that much. I think a normal electric Mustang would actually be pretty interesting. Like, it could be a way to convince people, rather than, you know, fully switching to, like, Dodge going, oh yeah, we're going to have a V6, but don't worry, it's just as good as a V8. No, it's not. You've been telling us otherwise for the longest time. And now no one is going to buy that damn thing. And if they do, they'll buy the electric version. Let's be real, they're not gonna. They're gonna buy something else. But, you know, boil the frog. You know, give people the option. That's what I liked about the LC500. What they provided was a V6 hybrid or the natural V8. And ultimately, a V8 was only a little bit quicker. Now it's because that thing was just, you know, absolutely, it was heavy as hell. It was just massive. But the fact of the matter is, for a lot of people, the V6 with the hybrid is a pretty good idea. If anything, in a lot of countries, there's like... you get discounts in terms of taxes and stuff if you buy a hybrid or an electric vehicle because it's just running a little bit more efficiently. gives me a reason to buy a P1. I'm not against hybrid. I think hybrid is going to be going forward like the default. I think that's good because we over here in the UK had a lot of just nasty little diesel cars, which makes no sense whatsoever. And I'm actually really excited about the idea that the Volkswagen Polo or Golf or maybe hell, the Focus will return. The Focus is actually apparently returning. So Ford, I don't hate you as much anymore, which is nice. Ford are actually supposed to be bringing back the Focus at some point in the future. And it's supposed to be a cheap electric vehicle. And if we get a Focus RS electric, I think it could be a pretty interesting way to introduce people to fun cars in the segment. But you know my issue. You know my problem. I'm a little bit worried they'll bring it back as a big one. No! I didn't say... No! 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 I did not complain. I didn't say any... I don't have an issue with big uns. You can be a big un if you want to, you know? I'm not a little one. I'm going to be honest, it's been a while since I've played this game properly at all. To the point, again, I didn't even know that there was the tier thing introduced. This is the Mach-E experience. I'm guessing this is like a route thing. I haven't done any of this, but this is going to force me, obviously, to use specific cars, isn't it? Is that one event? That's a little weird for a playlist, isn't it? What if I took the Mach-E to the Mustang event? I think that's a great idea. Yeah. The Mustang playlist. It's where it belongs, right? Let's go. One thing I've got to give them credit for, though. You know, they lowered it nicely down to the ground. Now, do you actually still get the conversations and stuff that happen during the events when you use another car? What am I doing? I turned off rewind, but I accidentally pressed that and it still... I don't think you do. But it would be pretty funny if they were like, whoa, this is the do-do-do-do-do. And it's the big old V8. And it'd be like, this is the crew. This is the crew. What am I doing? I completely forgot. I could go into vanity and I can fix one of the issues. Give me it. Where is it? V12, V8, American. Should I say it? Or should I keep it to myself? That's why you're here. I'm going to say it. I don't think this solves the problem. If I'm honest. I don't think it's worse by any stretch, but I don't think it solves my issue. I'm a little bit frustrated. Say, for example, the Lamborghini Urus, right? We all know it's a RSQ 7/8, whatever you want to call it. SUV with like a slanted roof, and that's just not practical. It doesn't make sense to coupe an SUV. It really doesn't. You get less headroom for no reason whatsoever. The whole point is that people are like, oh, I want more space, I want more headroom. I think SUV people could agree that a coupe SUV really doesn't make sense at all. But if they had a V12 in the Urus, I mean, it would be a little bit cooler. But I just still don't get the point. I don't know. It doesn't solve the problem putting a V8 in here. It makes it a little bit of a more interesting experience. And it does make noises as you try. There's like an option, I think, in this version of the car, you can make it make like a V8 noise. But again, it's through the speakers and it doesn't sound like a V8. It sounds like Gran Turismo 1. So there we are. We have learned a lot today. My God, the understeer is crazy. It loses all power. The traction is just crazy when you're trying to steer. I don't get why traction's coming on like that when I'm trying to steer at like 3 miles an hour. I don't think it's the traction. It's just not turning. And it may be because it's all-wheel drive, but there also is one other potential reason, which I guess you understand. I don't need to say it. I think, to be fair, I have completely failed this show. But I think I did better than normal. I think normally this would have been a video where a lot worse could have been said. I'm being quite civil. But, out there is someone that now has their granddad's car in the game, and that's always a nice thing. They can customize their granddad's car and feel like, yeah, my granddad's cool. I disagree, but like, it's nice to have ordinary cars in the game, but there are many other ordinary cars that I would like to see before I see the Mach-E. Look, I'm always curious, whose decision was this? It was likely Ford wanting this in the game rather than the other way around. Ford has a tendency to really push vehicles into games and say, like, you can't have this vehicle. I've heard through the Vine that this is just kind of the way that Ford likes to work. I might be exaggerating what I know a little bit there, but it happens, okay? Ford have pushed vehicles into games before and asked me to, like, promote them when I was working with them, so it happens. And I mean, that can be cool when you get something that's, you know, fully custom, like that race car that they made, or the transit van. That's a really cool vehicle. But it's kind of funny how, like, out of touch they are a little bit with this. I spoke to, not even just Ford, I spoke to some lady that works for Lexus's, like, press. They were doing tours around the UK showing off their new LBX, or the small SUV that they've released. And the focus of that vehicle was for young people, their first cars. That's right. That's what they thought the audience was. And guess what? It was nothing but old men. So I really, I really think these car companies have no idea what people like. I think every generation coming, more and more and more, I think, has a more of a douse of minimalism than the previous one. And this goes against that in every way. I don't think everyone is that way, and that's fine. But not everyone is this way. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and your opinions, how you stand. If you're... No, okay.